welcome back to Balancing Business and Babies. Joining me today, I have got a wonderful Hayley Hudson. Hayley is the founder of Hudson Admin Support and also the VA Lounge. She has got over 15 years of experience in customer service, sales, admin, and that was partly the reason why she decided to open up and create the VA Lounge, which is a fantastic organisation for VAs. So I would love to welcome Hayley to the show. I'm really excited to have you here and learn about your life and your business and your family. So lovely to meet you, Hayley. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me on,
Yeah,
Lucy. It's great to be here. I love podcasts, especially when they're to do with business and babies. Two great passions.
that's why I brought this podcast out. I'm a mum and I have a business, so why not have a podcast about having a business and being a parent? It just sort of balanced perfectly well with my life. I could have created a completely random podcast, but it didn't go very well with me. So I thought, no, I'm going to do one about my family life. So do you want to tell me a little bit about your family situation first? And then you can tell me a little bit about the VA Lounge and Hudson Admin Support and how it came about with the VA Lounge.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm based down in Deal in Kent. I live here with husband Matt. We've been together 19
Oh, wow.
years now, 10th year wedding anniversary this
Yeah,
year.
congratulations.
Thank you. I was told I would never have kids. I've got PCOS and I had polycystic ovary syndrome, if anyone doesn't know what it is. And I had to have my right ovary removed in 2006. So I was told never have kids. And ovary removed was 2005. And then in 2006, we fell pregnant with our eldest child, Eve. We'd just bought a house and didn't have any money to go out. And so there was only one thing to do. And then we ended up pregnant. So that sort of happened. And Eve is now 16 and a half. She's just done her GCSEs. She's stayed on for A levels. She's an amazing, unique individual who one day I aspire to be like. And we also have in 2014, we were blessed. No, 2015. Oh, so bad. Second child always gets forgotten, isn't it? We're blessed with the lovely Esther, and Esther is going to be 9 in June. And she is the epitome of joy, basically. That child is filled with joy, and she went really inward during lockdown, but she's come out fighting and she is just joyous. She brings a lot of happiness. We lost one in between the girls, which took me quite a long time to get over. It was a 9-week miscarriage. But yeah, it really, stuff like that really affects. So we're a family of 4 and we've just got 2 new kittens as well
Oh,
recently. So we've added those into the mix as well.
that's lovely. Your sort of fertility story is not dissimilar to mine. I've got PCOS as well. And I was told when I was about 18, 19 that it was going to be really difficult for me to get pregnant. They didn't say it was going to be impossible, but they said it was unlikely. I'd had various sort of tests done, including, I remember, I don't know what the term is for it. I'm sure there's some sort of medical jargon for it, but it was a dye that they put up you. Basically, it's like not infrared. That's wrong.
No, I know what
It's
you
some sort
mean.
of blue dye or something they put up you. Yeah,
Trifles.
and just to see if there's any blockages, to see where everything's going. Is it going in the right places? And mine was, everything went round okay, but they did say that I got these multiple cysts. I'd had quite a few bursts, which were absolutely excruciating, and hospitalized me quite a few times having those bursts. But I reconnected with my very first boyfriend. I was 15, 16 when I met him, and we were together for 2 years, and then 6 years ago we reconnected, and literally within 6 months of us getting back together, I was pregnant. Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't do a lot on the woo side, but I very much think that there is a plan for
Yeah.
all of us. And we've had family trauma and stuff. And I worked away for 4.5 years. I used to work for what is now TUI. And I worked in Brittany, I worked in the French Alps, I worked in Mallorca, and I came back literally for my best friend's wedding and met Matt at their wedding and didn't go away again. And we got together and we had quite a big family trauma 6 months into a relationship. I think I was meant to be there. We were meant to be
Yeah.
together so I could support him through that. And yeah, I love life. I loved life a lot more since
Yeah.
2019, since I started the business.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about how the VA lounge came about. What was your sort of push for doing the VA lounge and having Hudson Admin Support and the VA lounge as well? What was your kind of trigger for that?
Why have too much on your plate, eh? To do lots of
Exactly.
things, us busy mums can manage lots of things when we do it. So 2018 in October, I had a bit of a wake up call in the form of a 6.8 earthquake on
Oh my
holiday.
gosh.
Girls were with us, me, Matt, and the girls were out in Zante. And we forget quite a lot about adult trauma and what we consider adult trauma. Loads of stuff can go on in our lives, and a lot of people just get on with it, and we continue, especially as parents, especially as mums, we just get on with it. And 39 years had happened, and the earthquake made, as the therapist said, it shook a lot of stuff to the surface and made me actually look at where my priorities were. And I think it's a hard thing to say because it sounds really harsh. And I would not be without my kids at all. But I think becoming a mum, I got a little bit
Yeah.
lost, as in not being a mum, but I think Hayley was lost because, of course, we've got all these other hats. We've got expectations of society and people around us and stuff. And we tried to conform to other people's. I had a massive issue with approval, and I was seeking so much approval from people. And due to trauma and stuff that had happened, and I'm not talking like massive masses of trauma, but loads of little things just soon add up. And so I then went into a 9-month spiral of figuring out what was going on, where I needed to be. And it meant putting boundaries up, putting walls up, not cutting off people, but having some really difficult conversations that I didn't want to have with people, and actually telling, oh, I love Emily Sunday, my version
Yeah.
of events. Therapy is probably the best thing I ever did. I only had 3 sessions, CBT, and I know there's a massive wait list, but it's just having that one person that knows nothing about what's going on and that just listens. And it got to the June and something else happened. And I said, I've got to go and do therapy. Spoke to Matt about it. So I went and did that in the June. And then I really started to put things in place to help me focus on me, Matt, and the girls, and just hunker down at these were priority. And in the center of the priority was me, because I was no longer able to function properly because I was bogged down with all the things, and my mental health really struggled. And the last thing to go was the job. And with the support of Matt, he was just like, just leave, we'll be fine. And it was this constant seeking approval from people. I'd got to the end where actually I just need to focus on me, Matt, and the girls, and don't seek approval from people. So Hudson Ammo was born. I would have loved to have a product and a little gift shop and do kids' parties and cake making and flower arrangement. However, my skills do not. I'm very creative, but my skills do not lie in that. And so I had to go, I'm going to build a business. I've been thinking about it for over a year anyway. What do I have right now that I can sell to people? What would people want? And I live in a beautiful little seaside town full of independent business owners. And I was like, looked into the VA. And yeah, got 2 clients by the time my notice period come from finished at work, because I just went out and marketed myself. The first 3 months of business, because I didn't have a lot of client work, I just went out and met people and spoke to everyone. I'm quite good at talking. Actually, I'm not good at talking. I could just talk a lot. And so I just went out, and that was my role, to go out and talk and market myself. It's the same as if you're looking for a new job or if you get made redundant. If you haven't got an actual job to do, then your job is actually to market yourself and go out and find it. Whatever working hours that you normally should be doing or would be doing, that's what you go and do, is marketing
Yeah.
wise. At the end of 2020, because that was an interesting
No,
year, wasn't it?
just a little bit.
It's sort of, yeah, the business had exploded massively. I'd moved online and away from so much of the local clients. I was just tidying my office today and I found all my old contracts, and my first contract, I posted my first contract to a
Yeah.
client because I didn't know how to do digital documents and stuff when I started. And I learned so much within that first year. And I laugh now. I laugh 4.5 years later, going, oh my goodness, that was so simple to do. But it was just having the time to learn and develop. So I'd moved online and built quite a nice community online on LinkedIn. And I was sitting there at my desk, my homemade desk, underneath the stairs, like Harry Potter. And I was like, I am missing my workmates. I'm missing my work colleagues, those conversations about the kids being a nightmare. I've got friends for that as well. But those conversations about
Yeah.
work, husband, however supportive, he does do
No.
what I do. I needed those people to ask questions to. And I'd been to networking meetings. I'd been to the likes of BNI, Ladies Who Latte and things like that. And I just felt like I didn't fit. And so Jan 2021, I launched the VA Lounge. Jan 2021, we went into lockdown again. And I was like, I cannot charge people for money for this. So I set it up as a free community. We've missed 4 Tuesdays since January 2021 when we have not met online. That's it. It's 3 years old. And we meet every single Tuesday online. And I've done quite a lot of training and development and stuff in my background. And so I wanted to give back to the VA industry and train people and have like a safe space. We do monthly training because my first client was a VA. I was PA to a VA. And without Janice, the first 6 months of business would not have gone as well as they did. And I bumped into Janice this year and she said, all it was confidence. You just needed your confidence. So the VA Lounge was very built for very selfish reasons because I thought there must be other weirdos like me out there. There must be people who like people but don't like people, who just need to know, even if they don't come each week, they need to know that actually there's someone there that gets what they're doing as a business, is a business owner, but can fill that sort of gap of those missing colleagues that we all pine for. And then last year I had to put big girl pants on and monetize the lounge. So we launched membership. But yeah, the VA Lounge, I always say to people, it's just built out selfish reasons, really, because I needed people, not being something to build the business, to build the money side of things. The VA side of things has always funded it, but it's also the time and effort. You have to get something for your time and stuff to go into it. But we're getting there. I love it. We've got 65 members at the moment. Some pop in to Coffee Club and stay for the whole thing. Some pop in just for 2 minutes, just go, hello, bye, I'm going again. I just want to see some faces. And others don't come at all. And they just come and do the skills sessions. But it was everything that I've built for the business is what I need as a business owner. And like my services have very much developed due to what I've wanted to learn and the business I've wanted to build, which is very much reflected on the kids being young. I know Eve's 17 this year, but the kids being young, I started off very much as a PA and daily Hayley, as I call it. I've then gone into the tech side of things and project side of things because I don't want to be on call all the time. I don't want to roll as an EA and stuff because actually I've got enough to
Yeah.
organise with the kids. So I've made sure that my personal development that I'm doing through the business has enabled me to actually focus more on service, that I've not got people phoning me all the time, or I'm not having to check inboxes all the time and stuff. And, you could be an EA and PA and stuff and not check inboxes all the time. However, I struggle very much. I love boundaries and I put really big boundaries in, but I also like to get things really right and be there for people when they need it. And the EA role is very much like that. Yeah, it's the business is very much developed due to what I actually wanted to build around the kids and stuff. And what I'm building now is for when the kids are a bit older, when Esther goes to secondary school and stuff, where I can work more than 20, 25 hours per week and stuff. My husband works shift work. So, and it's all over the shop, all over the place. There's no routine at all. So I know I can work 9 till 2:30, Monday to Friday.
It's the same
I've
as me. School hours.
Yeah, I tread water quite a lot over the holidays, over the school holidays, but I know I can work 9 till 2:30, and those are my hours. That's what I can do. Yes, Matt might be off during the week. Yes, I can crack open the laptop in the evening and stuff if I
Yeah,
want to, but client work wise, that is when I can work. Those are the hours that I can actually offer. But of course, you have to leave time for you to do your own stuff
yeah,
as well. Because I don't know if that stems from being told wouldn't have kids, but I don't want to not be there. I don't want to not drop off and pick up to school. I want Esther dances like loads. And so dropping her off and picking her up. I do sit in the car park with the laptop sometimes. I dance mum. If Esther's at dance, I can go home and have a conversation with Eve for an hour. And so it's just building that business that is actually aligned with what I want to do in
yeah,
life. Because work is a variant in life. And that's what I've come to terms with now, that actually I work when I want to work and I can take the day off and stuff as long as the
yeah,
communication's there. Just having the freedom to do it. Last end of 2022, I stopped working from home and started renting an office. Only like 5 minutes drive, it's 25 minutes
yeah. I
walk
thought about doing that.
because I didn't have a set space. I didn't have a door. And I know I'm very lucky that I have this space that I can come to because not everyone can do that or have the facilities in their town to do it. But for me, Eve was doing her GCSEs that year, and I had got a little bit lazy. Everyone will laugh at that who knows me really well, but I'd got a bit lazy with pushing the business forward. And I also needed to switch off more at
Yeah,
home. And that first day that I went to work, went to the office, spring my step, and the most enjoyable thing was locking the office at the end of the day. Because although my laptop will come home with me, it was that's work, that's business finished. And I was more mum at home. I did more. I socialized more, had conversations with that housemate that I married. And it just it gave me more headspace to spend with the family, do have more energy with the kids, started going to PT as well. Exercise is something that I avoid completely, but to make me a priority. And so there's always going to be the parent guilt, but I'm so much more of a better parent because I'm focusing on me and taking that hour, just an hour
yeah.
each week. There's a lot of hours in the week, just 1 hour a week that's just for me. And yeah, it made a huge impact. And also business wise, it gave me a bit of clarity and made me slow down a little bit to really actually think about the direction of the business.
I think it's refreshing to hear someone else say similar things to what I've said. I think a lot of us, when I first started, I go down the VA rabbit hole, and there's obviously so many different options you can go down. Do you want to be an associate? We said this earlier. There are some people that just do associate work. There are some people that work with VA agencies. There's some people that want to have their own business and grow it to £20,000 months. There are others that are happy taking £500 a month home, and that's fine. And we've all got our own individual goals that we want to achieve with the business. But I'm very similar to you. I wanted to grow a business that would suit me, not suit anyone else. I don't care whether my business suits, it sounds strange, but I don't care that it suits my clients, because if it doesn't suit my clients, then they're not my clients. They're not the right clients that I want. I
Absolutely.
need the clients that are me, basically, that are parents, which is why I only work with parents now. I just rebranded my business last week. I'm in the middle of doing the rebrand from Howl Virtual to Family Sync Media, so that it's literally right in the
Oh, right.
title. I work with families just so that I can spell it out even more for them, because I do think it's important. And I completely agree with what you said. I was very similar, especially I had my little boy in lockdown in 2020. And I think for a lot of parents, but especially those at work as well, I think you do lose yourself. And I think it's very important to have something that kind of keeps you not just mum
Oh,
you
yeah.
or not just parent you. And for me, that's my business. My business isn't just about making money for me. Obviously, that's great. It's an income. I need the income.
It's for other
Yeah,
babies.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's my project. I do training courses. I try and do courses to develop myself, even if I've got no clients to do, like client work to do, or I've done it all in the day. I get home, and once my son's in bed and I've done my mum duties, I'll have some time with my husband as well. Obviously, I don't neglect him either. I wouldn't
Yeah.
let me neglect him,
Yeah.
trust me. When I've got an hour to myself, I won't just sit there and watch TV on my own. I will do a course. I will try and do something that's going to enhance me and enhance my business as well. And like I say, it's not just for a financial reason. It's for me, it's my brain basically
It's
yeah,
joy.
it's to make sure this doesn't fall out and die.
It's very hard. Some people go, "Oh, you're always working." I'm not always working. I'm having fun. I'm building stuff, and it's not a
Yeah,
hobby. It's something that I enjoy
yeah,
doing, and it also brings me money, which is the side effect of it. Which is it probably sums up the lounge actually. That the lounge is I get so much joy out of it, and I think that's why I've struggled with charging money for it and stuff because actually I needed it
yeah,
for me, and I still need it for me. And it's we do all get a little bit lost, but we're still in there. We're still in. We just need to claw our way back
yeah.
up and stuff. Last year, I turned 40 last year, last May, and I had one of my most favourite years of all time. I ventured into a ward sort of sector of the VA lounge, which was a massive challenge for me because I've always had that issue with seeking approval from others. And I'm like, no, build the business my way, stay in my lane. There's so much you should be doing this
Yeah.
out there. Whereas actually, just build it your way. As long as you are abiding by the law, doing your best, just do it your way. Just do it
Yeah.
your way. And I put myself out there and I went up to Birmingham, your neck of the woods, for nominations event for PA Forum, West Midlands, because I was nominated for the award. Went up there, hadn't been to Birmingham ever before,
Not
booked
missing
myself
much.
into a nice hotel. Funny, I think I'd been away twice by myself since being married or having the kids. I was someone that got up and worked abroad for 6 months, not knowing anyone until I got out there. I did that on a regular basis, but to then go, "Oh, I'm going to Birmingham." And then me and Matt went away. Me and Matt haven't really ever left the kids for more than a night or something. We went to London. We went down to Brighton. We'd been away more last year than we ever have done in the 19 years that we've been together, or the 16 years since Eve was born. I went away with my girly friends for four nights. I had an absolute amazing time because I got absolutely horrendously, I can't go. And then we booked the flights and I was like, I've got to go now. I've got to go. I know Matt's going to be all right
Yeah.
with the kids. He's more than capable. Sometimes he needs a bit cheering up to realise that he is more than capable, not to worry about it. The kids, I'm going to switch off from life completely. I danced, I laughed, I had the best time ever. And I came back and the world didn't end. I came back not completely refreshed because it was quite
Yeah.
late nights. I came back and I was ready to go. I'm more fun. I do more stuff at home with the kids because I've taken time out. Week after, I went down to Bournemouth for the VA conference and VA awards. And March last year, I'd spent 2 nights up in London at the PA show. And I'm doing all these things independently, which is exactly like the person I am. Notice I didn't say was, because I am that person. We just have different
Yeah.
priorities as we go through life and as different responsibilities are on us and stuff. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish to go for a half an hour walk by
No, not at
yourself
all.
if you want to go. I
Yeah,
still massively. Matt was off for February half term. The girls were off. I was in here
yeah.
working.
It's a horrible thing, mum girl. My little boy is 4 in April, and December, this just gone, I went down to the PA awards in London because I was up for Virtual Assistant of the Year. And it was
Well
the
done.
first, I didn't win. Hey ho, next we'll go. I'm having it
You
next year.
nominated
Yeah,
for grand finalist.
exactly.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
I was a
massive win.
finalist, nominated finalist, so I'll take it. I'm coming for it next year.
See?
But yeah, I think it was the first time since Jacob had been born that I'd actually been away for a night. I hadn't been away from him in nearly 4 years, and I was absolutely terrified. And my husband was supposed to be coming with me, and then the stupid ass fell down the stairs and broke his foot. So I was
Oh,
unable to come to London. So I had to go with my replacement husband, my auntie. And it was a great night. It was brilliant. And like you say, the sky didn't collapse and the world didn't end. And my husband looked after the kids and it was fine. But I still had that kind of guilt of I've left and I've gone and I don't know why.
hard. It's the PA for West Midlands Awards where the night before Esther's dance graduation. And I'd booked the hotel, booked my ticket to go before we had the date for the graduation show. Matt went, "You have to go. You have to go." And I'm like, okay. I left Birmingham at 6:15 in the morning to get back for her graduation show. I made it. I might not have been completely and utterly with it, but I made it because I think sometimes we can do a lot of things. We can be there for the important dates, but we can focus on us and do what we need to do for the business, but what also we want to do. It's just, it all comes down to priorities. It's no, like I said, priority at the moment for me is to see the kids because I've got going to look at universities in September with the oldest one. And that's, is she going to go? Is she not? What's going to happen? And for me, I want to make sure I'm there, but it's my version of being there. And it's very unique to every single parent and every single individual out there. And it comes back to the business. You have people, oh, I do this, I hire jets, I go on X amount of holidays a year, my kids go to this, my kids go to that. And they can be the loveliest people in the world, but actually, I don't want that. I don't need that and stuff. And yes, the extra stuff of being able to breathe and buy that pair of trainers that the kids need, or going and get my nails done, which never happens, by the way, because I'd much prefer to go and sit and have coffee somewhere where I can use my hands rather than sit there for an hour. But it's just what success means to you, what happiness means to you, and where the joy is in
Yeah.
life. You know, you can have it all. You can literally have it all. But there's no rush. There's no rush in it all because we're all working to our own drum and
Yeah.
stuff.
I said this, I think it was on another episode that I'd done or on someone else's podcast when I was guesting, but I said that I think and the VA industry is quite bad for it. I found anyway, especially when I first came on the scene as a VA. When I first came on the scene as a VA, I was doing research into how to be a VA, what do I need to do, all the legalities behind it. And I got sucked onto social media with other VAs that were out there. I have really bad imposter syndrome anyway, but if you go on social media, especially like Instagram, and you look at other VA accounts or VA coaches, a lot of the bigger VA coaches, they say, oh, you could be making 5K plus months, 10K plus months. And it seems to be like the norm. That's what you should be doing as a business owner. And if you're not hitting a 5K month or a 10K month or a 15K month or more, you're failing as a business owner. And I think we need to start normalizing that not everyone has those goals in their business, not just the VA world, but in any business, that there are some people that are just wanting to make enough money to buy the food. There are other people that want to have a little bit more money to go on a holiday with once a year. Yes, of course, it's great if you hit a 5K month or a 10K month or more, But it's not everyone's goal. That's not what everyone's goal is in their business. My goal, it would be great. I'm not going to knock it off, but my goal is to be able to pay the bills and go on holiday occasionally. That's what I want to do. And I think we need to start normalizing that side of business a little bit more rather than what you should be doing on Instagram.
It's the whole world is full of
Yeah.
opinions, advice, and I sit there and I go, "This is my opinion," or "This is what I think," and stuff. It's just mine. It's just mine. And there's a beautiful saying about embracing your inner Marmite. And my friend Rory Berry told me that. And I have actually a drawing of by a local artist of a pot of Marmite with flowers coming out
Yeah.
of it. Because as soon as you realise that some people are going to love you, some people are going to hate you,
And that's okay.
you'll blossom into whatever you
Yeah.
want. And other people's opinions or what other people say about what you are doing is none of there is multiple voices, huge voices in the VA industry, in every single industry. We are in control. We are the only people that can choose what we're going to listen to right now. I have a purge. I have a purge quite big on social. I came off social for 4 years. The only reason why I came back on it was because of the
Yeah.
business, because of marketing and stuff. And that is the only reason, realistically, why I'm back on social, because I'd much prefer to have conversations with people and have those one-to-ones and stuff and actually make the effort to keep up to date with what those people are doing. And so social for me is literally just a marketing
Yeah.
tool. And also I write blogs or I'll do LinkedIn lives because actually it's a therapy for me a little bit. And it's the stuff that I share is hopefully going to help someone else. Yes, backspin, they might come into the VA lounge, but actually, personally, for me, I like to air my thoughts. Um, but we have a choice who we follow and who we listen to, especially on social. If it's affecting your mental health, unfollow
I'm
you,
so
just unfollow
sorry.
them or
Hayley, just
mute
give me
them.
2 seconds. My
And
kid's school's ringing me. Hang on. 2 seconds.
A few moments later.
you
I've got to
go,
go. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm going to leave
"All right,
her.
not
There's
at
a
all."
whole
That
appointment.
is what it's all about,
Yeah, and
isn't it?
just a
It's
blooper.
about priorities.
Yeah, and just rung
But
me. He's
yeah,
got
I,
a
I would
poorly
say
tummy
that,
and he needs to come home. So,
oh, bless.
um,
But yes, we do need to normalise building businesses our way, but also we are the only ones that are in control about what advice and stuff that we
yeah,
listen to. We're business owners. We're not any different to any other business owner. It's just a deliverable that we do. Okay. And the only people that realistically should be telling you what to do and not is the law. As long as you're abiding by the laws within your country, no one has control over you apart
yeah.
from you.
Well, I've got it up on my board here. I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt that said it originally, but it was a quote that sort of stuck with me. And I remind myself of it when I'm getting a bit bogged down with my imposter syndrome is that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I love that.
Absolutely.
And it reminds me, and I think actually, yeah, if they have got differing opinion to me, or we're not on the same wavelength, or it doesn't matter, it's their opinion.
There's a lot of VAs that offer services that I wouldn't personally offer, but I'm no one to say what services people should be doing or not. I just choose not to offer them
Yeah.
myself. When you're giving out advice, you're giving out opinion, you have to be conscious of how you're wording it to people, but also have stuff to back you up on that as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you said. Just as a final sort of point, Hayley, before I rush off and go and pick my son up from nursery, either from
Please keep
I
that
know,
in. So
yeah, that's the whole point of doing the show. That's why I work with families. So either when you've been in the sort of the community of the VA lounge, or from your personal experience, what is a good sort of management hack in terms of either balancing a business with having a family? What would your sort of tip be on that?
uh, number one rule is 5-pillar calendar, family planner. Ours is a Gruffalo one. Stick on the wall. If it's not on the calendar, it's not
Yep.
happening. Eve now works weekend work, so she has to write that so everyone knows what she's doing. And that is a godsend, especially if you work in a house where there's shift work involved as well, because then you can plan and see what's going on. Boundaries for yourself in business, set them, revisit them. And when I say boundaries, time boundaries as well. If people keep on phoning you at 3 o'clock, it's not possible. I'm on a school pickup. It's all about comms and just keeping those boundaries in check, because your boundaries are there so you can live the life that you want and enjoy your family, and just keep some time for you. Even if you're working from home, stop at least 20 minutes before you go and do the school run so you can get out of business mode and go into family mode. There are multiple times that I sit in my car on the drive just to decompress from work before I walk into that house and everyone starts talking to me and telling me about their day, because I love that part of my day. I love hearing what the kids have been up to. And so I want to enjoy that. So I need to make sure that actually any stress or anything that I'm still thinking about with work, I've left that in the car. And I know it's hard if you're working from home. Do it before you go and do the
Yeah.
pickup, or go and stand outside. Go and lock yourself in the toilet. Remember that lock, because none of us
Oh,
get
no,
to go to
not
the
at
toilet
all.
by ourselves.
No.
Do it.
Can't
No
remember.
matter how old your children are.
Can't remember the last time I had a
No
shower
one
or a
needs.
toilet by myself, no, without having a face around
No.
the door. Yeah.
Honestly, like toilet, whatever. My kids talk to me when I'm in the shower. I'm like, I'm in a
Do your
cubicle showering with
What is
water.
it though
Do
with
you stand
toddlers?
around
I don't know
me?
whether it's just mine, but I'm fairly certain this is like a thing. My toddler will come, toddler, 4 years old. He will quite happily just waltz in the toilet when I'm on the toilet. But if I dare to do that when he's in there, mummy, go, mummy, leave. I'm not finished. Wait a minute. How
It's
are you allowed to do it and I'm not?
most was Eve worked. She works in the local ice cream parlor, and it opens up this weekend. She worked Sunday. And we went and picked her up. And first day back at work after winter not working, it was quite intense. And we got home, and Esther basically went, and Eve just went, can you just give me 1 or 2 minutes and then I'll talk to you? And I really want to hear about your day, but can you literally just bear with me just so I can take my shoes off and get my bag off my back? And I looked at her and went, welcome to my
Yeah.
world.
Now you know how it feels.
And so when I got in from work the other day, she was already home from school. She went, hello. I went, hello. She went, would you like a cup of tea? I was like, yes, I would. That would be amazing, because by the time she made that, I'd taken my shoes off, put my bag down, and yeah, it was great. And it's just that little bit of
Oh.
understanding. But you need to go. You need to go and
Yeah.
get your
Do you want
boy.
to just give your social media and where people can find you, and just about the VA
Yes.
lounge as well if they want to join? If anyone, I will put the links in the show notes as well for anyone that does want to join.
Please come find me on LinkedIn. That's really the only place that I hang out, because lots of noise on social and we can only be present in so many
Yeah.
places. So yeah, please come and find me on LinkedIn. If you are sitting at home and wanting a bit of a sounding board or a lovely collaborative community, check out the VA Lounge. You can either go to the website, hudsonadmin.co.uk, or just DM me on LinkedIn. I'll send you all the details. But thank you,
Amazing.
Lucy.
It's been lovely talking to you as well, Hayley. I'm so sorry that we've been rudely interrupted by my school, but yes, that's exactly why I do what I do and why I've got the podcast.
Exactly.
So it's not a setup, folks. I haven't done it on purpose.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's been lovely talking to you, Hayley, and thank you for coming on. As I said, I will put all your details in the show notes, and I will see everyone next week for the next episode. Thank you.